And I think I'm live. At least my Google says I'm live. My YouTube. Gonna tweet this out a little bit. Yeah, hi Mike, how are you? I'm just tweeting out that I'm live. Glad to see you. Yeah, hi Mike, how are you? I'm just tweeting out that I'm live. Yeah, tweet has been sent out. Gonna also post it on Facebook. Yeah, I have like 5 paintings that I have printed out and prepared with a base coat, like this one. It's all printed in different PLA. Like this one is a brown Colorfab. Yeah, hi Sean, how are you? Thanks for joining in. I'm gonna see if I will manage to paint all 5, but I don't know. So I'm just gonna switch over to the close-up cam and get my colors set up. How's the music in the background? Is it too loud or too do you hear the music in the background? So this landscape is an area where I grew up. It's in the northern part of Iceland. Yeah, hi Robert, thanks for tuning in. Here was my farm, and this is basically the area where we had a sheep farm. So the sheep were grazing up in those mountains here. Yeah, just let me know if the music is off. I'm gonna reduce it a little bit. Don't want to overcome my voice. Yeah, and so here's several farms in this area and also in this area, and then there are some mountains. Those mountains are like 900 meters high from sea level. So it's not very big mountains, but it's quite a big area. I've hiked from this place here over those mountains to this, and this is maybe a 5-hour walking trip to go over those mountains. So it's okay. And then here in this area is a big river going down. And here you can see that there is some under-extrusion issues in this model. I was having a little bit issues on my CR10, but at some points I got those under-extrusions. I'm gonna try to just fill them up with paint. So I'll for a landscape like this, there's I usually start with black and white, green and brown colors, then sometimes add in some more colors. It's sometimes add some reds and blues, and especially if there's water, I will add some blue. Here in this location is a small lake here in the bottom. It's just a small portion of it visible. Let's start with the greens. As most of this area is like farmland, most of the area is green, and then the mountains are grey and brown. And here actually is a forest, and also here is a forest, so I have to take that into account. So how's the video and audio? Is there any problems with the audio or video? I mean, is it buffering or anything like that? Yeah, I saw it with the space shuttle or what it was. I saw the tweet. Yeah, thanks. I was adjusting the bit rate a little bit on the stream. I'm trying to get it as high quality as I can. But this camera here is not a 4K camera. Yeah, okay, I didn't see that then, if you posted something today. It was a Fusion 360, yeah, 3 minutes ago. Yeah, okay. I haven't seen that one. Yeah, can't browse and stream and paint. And I haven't done a live stream in a while with my paintings. Last Friday we were streaming in the Friday Hangout, the European Hangout, and that was quite a good stream. But I haven't done a stream on my own with my landscapes in quite a while. And, I've been accumulating prints. But a lot of my time recently has yeah, it's foam. It's like this. They're not very. They don't last very long, but I find them nice. They blend the colors quite well, and usually when I'm doing this, I try to blend the colors. I don't want to have sharp lines in the like where the grass and the gravel meets, because in nature you don't see so straight lines. It always blends together to some point. Here with the defects that I noted earlier, I'm just trying to fill them up with paint so they don't show up as much. Yeah, I have like several just normal brushes, and especially when I'm doing the if there's a lake or ocean around the area, then I need to focus more on getting crisp lines where the lakes or a river is, and then I use the paint brushes for that. And I found I'm using just a gray primer on the printed part to get a smoother surface. And before I was using the primer, the brushes were getting caught very easily in the ley lines, and I was pretty much just damaging the foam brushes a lot more than necessary. So now I use a grey spray paint to fill in the print. I added black, I was gonna add brown. So small mistake. Yeah, okay. Yeah, now my both processes are working quite well, and I've done some heavy duty mods on my CR10, and that is printing away excellent now. I'm using the Mosquito hot end on the Bondtech extruder. I made quite a lot of videos and tweets on that process. And also in this area is a small forest, just a tiny amount of trees. We don't have any like big forest areas in Iceland. It's just on some mountain slopes we have trees. Yeah, Ender 3 Pro. Did you see Angus stream last night? He was doing a live stream with a build of the Ender 3 Pro. Yeah, time is an issue for everybody. Cat here. Yeah, sometimes it's my cat goes everywhere, and so this is here. But I don't think he likes the smell of the paints. So normally when I'm painting, he's not on the table. Adding a little bit of blue into the green here. The forest areas. So those are the colors I'm using. Panduro acrylics. Can get them at the local hobby store, and they've been working quite well for me. Yeah, that would be something. I'm not sure if it's a good idea though. When I was painting the walls in the area here some months ago, I had like a plastic sheet on the floor to prevent the painting to go down on the real floor. Of course, paints gets into the drops from the painting equipment, and my cat walked into it and left a painting streak throughout the apartment. And I had to chase him up and clean everything. It was not very good. Adding a little bit of yellow into the green just to brighten it up a little bit. So how many designs have you done this year, Sjálm? You must be getting a high number. Yeah, okay, 166. Yeah, okay, 200, wow. That's quite a lot. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, you're doing good designs. It's good fun to what's the output of your work. Trying to brighten up the mountain parts a little bit. It was a little bit too dark. Yeah, hi Ben, how are you doing? Thanks for tuning in. I have several paintings planned for this stream. Printed out 5 models, and I'm gonna see how long I will endure. Yeah, hi Don, how are you? Thanks for tuning in. I've been printing the landscapes. Yeah, okay. Yeah, sorry I couldn't join yesterday. I got too busy. My wife was dragging me out to the stores, and I didn't have a chance to join. I had some 5 paintings to finish. I'm gonna give some away for Christmas, and I didn't want to prolong the paint job any further. So for those of you joining, this is an area in the north part of Iceland, and here is a farm where I grew up. So this area is very familiar to me. And I think I'm gonna give my mom this painting for Christmas. Yeah, thanks for joining the stream, Sean. Always nice to see you. Now I'm adding a little bit of black paint into the cliffs just to give them more contrast. Yeah, Don, it's difficult to get a time slot nowadays when nobody else is streaming. It's always somebody who's streaming. Yeah, okay. What camera did you get for streaming? I think this is about to be in a good place. Now to paint in a small section here with a river, and here's also a small lake. Raisakiro, okay. I haven't heard that name before. Have you tested it out yet, or just got it? There's also a tiny lake here. I remembered. It's difficult to get a river painted in this scale. It's actually just a very tiny string of blue to the river. Yeah, okay. I haven't seen this camera before. Looks nice. With a light, that's a good idea to have the light around the camera. The river here is going in many streams. It's a flat area, and the river is going back and forth. It's difficult to get it correct. As for this painting, I think this one is done. It's rather dark colors in it, maybe, but it's looking okay. I think. I think my mom will be happy to get this for Christmas. So you can see how the mountains are, and here's the farm where I grew up. So this one is done, I think. So I'm gonna move on to the next one. This is a mountain on a glacier here called Eyjafjallajökull. This is the glacier with the volcano that was famous 2010, that got all the flight issues in Europe. That was coming out of this mountain, and there's a glacier on top of it, with the volcano underneath the glacier. It spews a lot of ash out, and there was really no lava flow, just ash spewing into the air. So that was the reason for it to be so troublesome with the flight, because of the ash cloud. And here's a very nice area to travel to. It's a very beautiful area. There's a lot of mountain ridges and the glacier on top here. It's a very nice area. This area is also a small amount of forest or trees. It's really beautiful. And here underneath these mountains is farmland, and the coast goes somewhere in this area as well. So there's a little bit of ocean in this painting. With all those mountain features, it's difficult to get the paint in. Now when I'm putting on the brown color, I try not to push it too hard into the mountain crevices here in the mountain area, so the green still stays in the bottom parts and the brown is just on the ridges itself. So try to have it fade in. Got some blue accidentally. That was not the plan. Then my plan is to gather up maybe 15 or 20 paintings and bring to Murph next year in the States. And I'm gonna give paintings away at Murph. And here on top is a glacier. I'm gonna fade in some background color and then paint it white. Live is going, sorry. Hæ, ég er að streama. Nei. Bye bye. Sorry for that. He was out in the store and asking if we needed something. Putting a little bit lighter green. I found it to be a little bit too dark. Everything was too dark. This area here is called Hamragarðaheiði. It's quite a name. And to walk from this area here over this mountain ridge, just by the glacier and down here, it's like a 24-hour walk. And I've done this hike several times some years ago. It's a really beautiful route. But, up at this point is in 1,000 meters high from the sea level, so it's quite a trip up this mountain. And in this area is basically nobody who is living in this area, but here in this area is farmland and several farms. now when I've redone the green, I'm putting brown and black again on the mountain ridges to get more contrast. It's a good thing with acrylics. You can just paint over if you want to change what you're doing. Then you just paint over it and start again. And in this location here and in this location here are two very beautiful waterfalls. And usually when people come to Iceland and they drive around, it's like a 2.5 hour drive maybe from the Reykjavik area to go like the south coast, and then they stop at those two waterfalls, and it's a very famous area in Iceland for tourists to come and take pictures, called Seljalandsfoss and Skógarfoss. That's the name of them. And if you plan to go to Iceland and want to take like a rental or a bus trip, and you go by the south coast, then you will probably stop at those locations. And I believe I printed out like a half of this place here, one of the first paintings I did, and I sent that one to Joel Telling, the 3D printing nerd. It was like 1 year ago or something. Now I think I'm going to paint in the glacier itself, and I'm going to use a pencil for that one. Maybe having a little bit of blue in the white paint. And for this I have to repaint. When the paint is dried out, I have to paint over it again because the colors are blending too much. I'm just going to outline the glacier itself and let this dry, and start with the sea that is covering this part here. It's not really a big glacier, this one. It's just on the mountaintop. When we had the eruption, most of the ice in this part, there was ice going down this mountain side here, but most of it melted away with the volcano. And we had a big flood going down here and into this area. And the road that goes through here, that went in the flood, and there was some damage. And now I have to let this dry out before I can put in the final coat. But I'm gonna put in the ocean part. And I can see the coastline in the 3D model, so I'm just following the coast. Just this. And there's also a river going through this area. I'm gonna paint in. This river is going pretty much everywhere in this flat area, so it's not in any particular place. It's just very flat area that it goes over here. It changes where it is between the years. Hope I have some more white. This one is getting finished. Yep. Put some more white in the glacier part. Yeah, thank you, Mac. Yeah, that's a general idea. I find it really relaxing just to focus on my painting, and I'm not talking too much. I'm just zoning out sometimes when I paint. I think it's okay. As long as people are online watching and maybe they're doing something else and they're just watching the process or just having a relaxing time. So now I'm done with this one. This is called Eyjafjallajökull, so you can try to pronounce that. Eyjafjallajökull. It's quite a mouthful. But, this area is called Þórsmörk, and it's a very beautiful area. There's a lot of mountain trails where you can go hiking, and it's a really beautiful area. Here's the coastline. And here's some farmland, and this is all just river area here. And the glacier here it's getting smaller each year. It's global warming is destroying this glacier. As most of the Icelandic glaciers, they are all shrinking. So I think this one is done and pretty good. So I have more to come. So this will be my next area. This is called Hornafjörður and Eystrahorn and Vestrahorn. Vestrahorn þetta is this one. This is in the southeast part of Iceland. Actually forgot to clean up a little bit of issues before I spray painted this. When I have those issues, I try to just cut them off. It's just faults in the model. There's some spikes. Those spikes really tear apart the foam paint brushes. So I try to cut them off before I start. So I'm getting a new brush. What happens with the brushes or the swabs, they get full of paint, and then it's very difficult to get the exact colors you want because it's full of every color, so to speak. And here's ocean all around this mountain, so don't have to paint in the green as much. Mr. Spotty, yeah. Yeah, hi Jake. Thanks for tuning in. And here the mountains in this area, they are different material type called lieberite. They have a lot of different colors in them, yellow and blue and green. So the base color for the mountains is not the same as in the other two areas. I'm gonna try to blend in different base color for the mountain. Adding some yellow and pink in the base coat. And now for those mountaintops I'm adding a little bit of yellow instead of black to highlight the mountaintops, and that's all just because of the material type in the mountains. It's totally different from the other mountains. And instead of black I'm adding blue, so that will also highlight the different material type. Now I think I got the mountains in a good spot, and I have to do the ocean part. It's difficult to see here in the model where exactly the coast is. I'm just trying to follow the coastline as best as I can see it. And here's a small town on this area called Hornafjörður. Höfn í Hornafirði is the name. This is Hornafjörður, the ocean part. So now this one is done, called Hornafjörður, Höfn í Hornafirði, and Vestrahorn is this mountain here. It's a very beautiful area. So I have 2 more models to paint. Now I've done 3 models, and for you joining in, this was the first one I did. I have another printed model of this same area that I'm gonna do next. And then this area, Eyjafjallajökull, I was finishing that one, number 2 today. And this one, Hornafjörður. So I'm gonna just grab the next one. It's on another table. So as I said, this is the same area that I started with on the stream today, but just another print. And this one didn't have the under extrusion issues that the other one had. So this model is in good shape. I'm gonna do this one. No 2 models will be the same, even though this is the same landscape. This will be probably different than the other one. I'm not gonna try to replicate the exact colors. I'm just gonna do this as a new one. And like I talked about with the first model, this is the area where I grew up. So I grew up on a farm here. The colors and where the farmland is and where there is vegetation is pretty much just from memory. Been so many times up in those mountains and in this area, hiking and such. I'm really familiar with the landscape. Got some paint on the floor to clean that up. now I'm putting some blacks in the mountain tops where the ridges are. And I think I'm gonna put a little bit of snow also on the highest peaks, or highest mountains. So now this one is a little bit different from the first one because I put in the snow. It looks like a fresh snow on the ground, just on the highest parts of the mountains. Gonna paint in the lake that's here, and a small one here, and the river. So now I got the river in. It's going several places here. It's difficult to find its path. So now I think this one is done. It's a little bit different than the other one of the same area. And now I've done 4 paintings in 2 hours. I think I'll leave it at that for this stream. I'm getting a bit tired in my fingers painting in for so long time. So I have one model left to paint. This one here, but it's the same as I did earlier today. And I'm gonna do this later. But this is the final one for today. So if you haven't been here from the start, this is the area where I grew up, and I talked about it more in the beginning. But I grew up here, and we had like sheep going up in these mountains, and like a grazing area for the sheep. And there are several farms in this area and in this area. Here's a small lake, and here's a big river going through. And those mountains are like quite beautiful. It's where I grew up, so I'm somewhat biased, of course. But I really like this area. This is called Kinnarfjöll, this mountain range. Ystafell is the name of the farm where I grew up. It's here. Yeah, but I think this will be it for. For this stream. I've been doing it for 2 hours now, and I'm getting pretty tired in my hands painting. So I will leave the last one for a later time. But yeah, hi Tom. Are you just joining in or just lurking? I'm gonna show the other paintings I did in this session. This is Eyjafjallajökull. This one has a glacier on top of the mountain. I'm gonna switch over. This one has the glacier Eyjafjallajökull. That was the famous volcano. And here's a big river, and the coast, the ocean is here. This one's a really beautiful area in this place. And then this one, Hornafjörður, is a area here. Höfn í Hornafirði is a town that's here. Here in those mountains, it's really beautiful mountains with all kind of types of rocks in the mountains. So it's very. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Tom. Yeah, it's called liparite. It's material that comes because of geothermal activity in the area. So it's a little bit more colorful, like blue and yellow and red mountains, rocks in the mountains. So it's quite amazing landscape. And then I did another one of this. I'm just gonna get it. This is that one, the same as this one, just with different shading, and maybe just a little bit different time of year with some snow. So this was the first one. So this is. Yeah, hi Austin. I'm just joining in. I'm just about to end the stream because I've been doing it for 2 hours now. Yeah, okay, on my VR headset. Yeah, too bad I don't have a 360 camera. You could see all my neck space. Yeah, but like I said, this will be it for this stream. It's been a good time chatting while painting. Even though I'm pretty much silent most of the time, it's not meant to be a talk show. It's just a slow TV type of stream. So I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and all that. So take care everybody, and have a nice day.